Have you ever felt like your to-do list is endless, but you're not really getting closer to achieving your nonprofit's mission? It's like this game I'm playing. It's one of those word puzzle games where you have all the letters, but end up forming words that don't actually solve the puzzle. Sure, they're valid words, but they don't help you win. That's what happens when we focus on tasks that don't align with our big picture goals. So, how do you make sure your daily actions are truly moving you toward accomplishing your mission? And how do you avoid getting stuck or off track? Stick with me because in today's episode, we're breaking it all down. Welcome back to the LoveBug Branding podcast. I'm your host, LaToshia, Army veteran, wife, mom, and CEO of LoveBug Branding. I'm passionate about helping community-focused nonprofits like yours communicate better and create real connections needed to spark real change. Today, we're talking about turning big picture goals into actionable daily steps that actually get you closer to your mission. We'll also cover some common pitfalls to avoid, how to troubleshoot setbacks, and how to adapt this framework for teams of all sizes. Let's dive in. First things first, you need a clear and strategic goal. It should align directly with your mission and have a specific outcome. For example, instead of saying we want to increase in community engagement, get specific. We want to host 3 events this year that connect with at least 100 new donors and volunteers. If you're not sure where to start, grab my strategic goals template. The link is in the description. This is a step-by-step guide that will help you craft goals that matter. Once you have your big goal, it's time to break it down into smaller, manageable steps. Ask yourself, what needs to happen to reach this goal? Who is responsible for each task? And what resources will we need? For example, if your goal is to host 3 donor events, the smaller steps might include securing venues, which is assigned to your event coordinator, creating a promotional plan, which is handled by your communications lead, or following up with attendees to build relationships. That's your team's effort. By assigning ownership and identifying resources, you ensure everyone knows their role and how their work ties into the bigger picture. Metrics matter. How will you know you're making progress? Let's go back to our example. If your goal is to connect 100 new donors, track the number of RSVPs, event attendance, and follow-up responses. Define what success looks like and set realistic deadlines for achieving them. And the final big thing is to set checkpoints. This is the glue that holds everything together. Set regular checkpoints to review progress and adjust as needed. Whether it's weekly team meetings or monthly check-in, these checkpoints help you stay accountable and keep your eyes on the prize. Now let's talk about a few mistakes that can be made when setting and breaking down goals. Setting vague goals. Goals like raise more funds or get more volunteers don't give you clear direction. Be specific. Another pitfall is skipping metrics. If you're not tracking progress, you won't know what's working or what needs to be adjusted. And overloading your plate. Trying to tackle too many goals at once can lead to burnout. Focus on what matters most. Now let's look at 2 examples to show how this works across different types of nonprofits. So for a literacy program, your big goal is to improve reading levels for 50 kids by 1 grade in 3 months. The daily actions would be to track attendance, assign personalized lesson plans, and follow up with parents. Weekly checkpoints, review student progress with your team. And the metric is measure starting and ending reading levels for each student. If you're an animal shelter, your goal is to increase adoptions by 20% in 6 months. Your daily action would be to promote one adoptable pet on social media, host weekly adoption events, and to send follow-up emails to potential adoptees. A weekly checkpoint would be to review adoption rates and engagement data, and the metric is to track adoption numbers and event attendances. So what do you do when you get off track? Listen, setbacks happen. It's a part of the process. Here's how to get back on track. First, revisit your metrics. Are you measuring the right things? Adjust as needed. Second, communicate with your team. Check in to see where roadblocks are happening and brainstorm solutions together. And three, reprioritize. If something is not working, it's okay to pivot. Focus on tasks that deliver the most impact. If you're a small nonprofit with a lean team, focus on fewer high impact goals. Involve your volunteers as much as possible to expand your capacity. For larger teams, assign specific departments or committees to different parts of the goal for more efficiency. To keep everything organized, I recommend using tools. My simple goal setting starter kit, which is perfect for keeping track of your wins and keeping your team accountable, and my strategic goals template, which is a comprehensive step-by-step map to help you map out your goals, your actions, and who's accountable for those goals. Both tools are linked in the description, so don't forget to download them. Your nonprofit's mission is too important to get lost in the shuffle of busy work. By defining strategic goals, breaking them down into actionable steps, tracking progress with metrics, and involving your team, you can ensure that every task you tackle brings you closer to creating real impact. If you found this episode helpful, subscribe to our monthly newsletter for more tips and tools to grow your nonprofit. And remember, do what you can with what you have, stay in your lane, and enjoy your journey. Until next time.